that looks
beautiful.
like a great copa.
Yeah,
It's my dream to have a curing room because in New York I just never have space for it.
Right, but if you have an apartment in Stuyvesant Town, it takes a while to get in there.
Rent control's all over in Stuytown.
It's all over?
Yeah, open to anybody who wants to pay overpriced New York rent.
Those days are all done.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm a New York boy, and that was the part that really impressed me. Oh, Stuytown, jeez, did he kill somebody? What?
No, that's all done, yeah.
It's done? I'm sorry.
You know, this book it came about really a year off in between restaurant gigs. And we were cooking a lot at home and a lot of Italian food because I was getting ready to open up a restaurant called Etheredge. And we're telling stories, and the idea, like, let's do a book and tell these great stories that, you know, my 20 years cooking in New York and in Italy. And Gwen sat on
mostly the countertop by
mostly
the window.
the countertop, but we put a kitchen chair in our like 85 square foot New York apartment. Kitchen.
Doing the book was sort of an embarrassment of riches in that way because we thought what we were going to do is we would cook and then we would do that thing where all of your friends and family come and eat the fruits of your labors. But of course, the fruits of our labors require us to be in this hot, sweaty, tiny kitchen, throwing things, breaking things, forgetting things and having to run out and get them, yelling at each other, and nobody should be exposed to that. So we would cook all night. And then we would sit down in front of the TV with, 3 huge plates of pasta, or 7 appetizer type things, and a bottle of really good wine, and eat dinner by ourselves. So it was pleasure, fattening pleasure.
Well, when we were still married after we wrote the book together.
Which is the miracle. That's the miracle.
How does one find a cooking voice?
I mean, I think that is just kind of gathering experiences along and then making it your own, either with your own personal background, where you grew up, where you traveled, what you've eaten, what your successes and your failures along the way, like cooking, not being afraid to screw up. And then after that, it becomes very natural.
This book, we'll talk about like Italian food and your mistaken notions of Italian food that you grew up with, and then you actually got to Italy and you figured out what it truly is, what Italian food in the old country truly is.
It's changed so much in America, like over the last 15 years. It still has a way to go, really. You think about Italian food is really 13 different countries, Italy. It's very, very regional, with everyone with its own kind of distinct ingredients and cooking and history and topography and wine. Going to Italy and seeing what it really is. It's a very simple cooking. It could be very very flavorful. It doesn't have to be heavy. It just depends on which region you're going to.
I wanted to make a distinction for people who are going to pick up a copy of Urban Italian. That it's not really a chef's cookbook. This is really for people cooking at home. This is something that we can all grasp. But what is it that Americans, not American chefs, but Americans have gotten wrong about Italian food?
And I still see it now, even with some of my Italian-American friends I grew up with, and even my dad. Make sure you cook the pasta inside the sauce. The sauce and the pasta should be one kind of stewed item together. Great pasta has to absorb the sauce that it's in and has to give out a little bit of starch, so the sauce becomes kind of like creamy. And so you always take whatever it is. You cook rigatoni, you cook ziti, you cook spaghetti, linguine, whatever. Or fresh, whatever you're going to do, or raviolis. You take it out of the water, put it inside the sauce, and cook it like a minute and a half, so it absorbs it together, and serve it like that, stewed together. Never do the dump it in the colander, let it get cold, clump up a little bit, put it in the bowl, and then put the sauce on the top. It's the worst thing you can do.